when we talk about $1 billion in sales, and nearly that is a lot of extra revenue that's going to the players. And so a lot of the players, actually, majority of the players in the NBA and the NFL are Black men. So for me, it's like really important, really impactful. What we're doing is we're actually created a whole new revenue stream for these players to then monetize their fame and their success, not just while they're playing, but also after they're playing as well. And we want to continue to do that. The Top Shot community right now is grown to nearly 1.5 million members. And we've had over 25 million plus transactions. And so far this year, what is it, April 28th, we've had nearly 6 million marketplace transactions and $157 million in marketplace volume. So that's a lot of volume. That's a lot of people. And we're going to continue to do this with the NBA, obviously with Top Shot, but also the WNBA. And we're launching with NFL All Day. We already launched NFL All Day and UFC as well. And what we're doing is we're bringing an opportunity for fans for these sports to be better engaged and closer engaged with the folks they're fans of. So athletes and celebrities. Some of the athletes are also celebrities. And so we're creating a secondary revenue for this class of exceptional people who have achieved at the highest level in their craft. And we're giving the second line of revenue they can monetize their fame and their likeness and their success over the course of life. So that's pretty impactful for me. So this is a bit like a quick, so Dapper Labs, the company I work for, we actually have a couple things. We have a studio, which is NBA Top Shot, and there's apps that we build on top of our blockchain called Flow. We also have a part of the business called Flow, which is where we build and develop the blockchain and bring more developers and users to that blockchain. And we also have the Dapper Wallet, which is what we use to basically on-ramp for fiat currency to the Dapper community. And so what that means is that you think about, let's say 1.5 million members are transacting on our platform in just the NBA Top Shot game. Most of those people, overwhelming majority of those people, signed up with a credit card and an email address. And so why is that important? Most of the people that are using NBA Top Shot who are buying, trading, and selling NFTs don't even own any other NFTs. They also don't really own another wallet other than what the Dapper Wallet is. And that's really important for us. We're trying to make it attractive to and welcome people to Web3 who normally wouldn't think about it. So right now we have like a Flow or blockchain. We have more than 1,000 applications that are building on Flow. We've grown 20x the past year and more than 300% the past 6 months. And we have over 5 million accounts on Flow. And like we have high quality teams and projects that are building on it. And we're constantly looking to try to bring more teams and developers to that. And $3.5 billion has been invested in the companies that are building our Flow ecosystem. So that's not including the money we raised. So it says it like it shows. I know there's a couple other like blockchains and other companies that have presented today, and I just wanted to share some of the stats with you guys so you can understand. Like we were fast growing, but we have a completely different approach. Like we're not trying to dominate the DeFi market. We're not trying to become the only like art marketplace for NFTs. We're actually trying to bring NFTs and the benefits of Web3 to everybody, as many people as possible. And like with regards to something that's really like obviously close to my heart, we've got we're committed to DEI, and we've actually got a number of Black folks that are working with us as well. So in leadership positions. So Trevor McFedries, you guys have ever heard of Lil Miquela or Brud? I don't know, some people may be familiar with that. So yeah, let's see back there. So Lil Miquela and Brud was started by Trevor McFedries, and we actually, Dapper acquired his company Brud earlier this year, and he and his team are actually building out DAO tools and like just decentralized autonomous organization tools. And so I honestly was like so like excited they came on because I got to meet them and I could talk with them and I have access to them every day. And like they're a really super cool team, and they've really got their like finger on the pulse of culture, and they're really developing cool things. And then what they're trying to do is they're actually trying to bring Lil Miquela, who's like a superstar on Instagram and TikTok and other platforms, and actually has big brand sponsorships from like I think Louis Vuitton and some other really big brand sponsorships. She is not a real person. She is a computer generated like character that is a actual like celebrity online, and she has a huge following. I think over 2 million followers online, and she acts like a real person but also makes jokes and acknowledges that she's not a real person. And so they came up with that and they've been pushing it forward. And what we're trying to do is actually drive some of those types of user community generated like celebrities or entertainers and incorporate those at DAOs. We can actually have the fans of little Michaela, help decide like what she's going to do or what she gets involved with, like what brand she supports and that kind of thing. So trying to really build community, and again, with a focus on bringing all the non-crypto native, all the non-DGen people, to the benefits of blockchain without even maybe realizing they're doing it. Some of the folks that are supporting our company and investing with us, which is really exciting for me. We have a lot of Black investors behind us. You might know some of these names. Has anybody ever heard of Kevin Durant? Okay, maybe no hands, maybe one. Okay, yeah. So he's one of our investors, and he's joined by Klay Thompson, Michael Jordan, Will Smith, 2 Chainz, Andre Iguodala, Spencer Dinwiddie, Aaron Gordon, JaVale McGee, Garrett Temple. These are all investors in this company. And that's a pretty interesting cross-section of very successful people that are decided to invest in what we're putting on. And a lot of them are athletes and a lot of them are entertainers as well. And they kind of get it. What's exciting to me about it is that most of them are Black and Black men, and they're investing in a technology and a platform and a creative experience that is relevant to them and relevant to our community. I had the benefit or the privilege of actually running this grant program for Black History Month, where we are giving away $1 million in our flow tokens to around 20 finalists that are Black developers or creators looking to build on Flow. And so we had over 135 applications. I went through every single one of them, which was a lot, but it was also really interesting and really exciting because we had creators and entrepreneurs and people who've got some traction, not only in the US, but also in Africa and other parts of the diaspora that have really good ideas that they want to launch on a blockchain and help revolutionize and define like what Web3 is going to be. So that was pretty exciting. One of those applications was actually from the team here, at Howard University Alumni DAO. And we are just announcing today via email to those folks like who won, but I'm happy to say that you guys have been selected as one of the finalists. And so we're going to be awarding you around $50,000 in flow tokens to help launch your Howard University Alumni DAO or Howard University DAO. So that's pretty exciting. I'm excited, obviously, to be able to support that, and really excited as an alum to see what we can do with this and how we can like make this an opportunity for alums to be more involved in our community and what we do for the university and kind of how we shape the future of Web3. So I want to start. I actually have not been tracking time, but I want to make sure I ask or give you an opportunity to ask questions. So do you have any questions about what I've offered here? I'm not a technical person. I'm an ops person, but so I know some things technical. But if you have a question I can't answer, I'll direct you to that person, and we'll be able to get an answer for you.
We got one coming up right here.
Awesome.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
What was like, I guess, the experience for Dapper Labs? I guess out of all the companies here, this is like the most kind of company that's like built for people who aren't really like know what like how to use crypto. Is just like this is like a thing and it's using crypto, but it's not really crypto focused. So like, what is that like? How is that? How are the users, I guess, responding to using some crypto based technology, but not really being in like a crypto type of vibe? If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually really cool. So one of the things I noticed like through this grant programs, we had a bunch of applications, obviously, and a lot of them are artists or creators. So people who are photographers or digital artists, and they wanted to take advantage of NFTs, primarily because they wanted a way to be able to monetize their audience or monetize their following or be able to sell their art and get more of the proceeds. So the traditional structures for music and for art, for the creators, for folks who are creating the art, essentially, be it whether it's music or actually physical art or whatever it is, like they're not getting a lot of like the revenue that comes from the sale of these things. There's a lot of middlemaning that happens. And so people are pretty excited, when they understand kind of even a little bit of what NFTs are and what it offers for them as an opportunity for them to be able to have a more direct relationship with their fans, but also to be able to collect more revenue for the value that they're creating. So it's been interesting to see like people kind of get excited about it and start to learn about it. And I think that when folks are, fans of the NBA, for example, and they like want to buy a Tasha moment to have a digital collectible that's unique, and then they realize that it's an NFT, they start looking more. So we're really just bringing people to the products, and then they're kind of discovering on their own and really going as deep as they want to go. And I think it's been really cool because, and the reason why I bring up the applications is just a lot of really interesting ideas of frankly, Black folks just being creative about what we can do with this technology, leveraging what they're already good at or what they've already specialized in and figuring out how we can do it with NFTs or with blockchain. And just to, one thing I'm not sure I shared before, but ERC 721 is a standard for NFTs, kind of like ERC 20 is a standard for Ethereum. So ERC 721 was written by like our CTO. So we actually wrote the standard for NFTs in, I think it was 2018 or 2017. So like we are the like original people for NFTs in this team. And that again, with this, the main focus of bringing this technology and this opportunity to as many people as we can that aren't necessarily tech native. So thanks for the question, man. Appreciate it. Let's go for another one.
Hi, has there been any ethical concerns in terms of developing culture and just so closely tied with technology, just especially as I hear people developing upon little Michaela?
Absolutely. So I just want to clarify. So ethical concerns, I missed the part, Michaela, like how do you understand
Just
that?
in terms of developing culture so closely tied with technology and like play and things of that sort being reliant on technology and then sort of being one now.
Yeah, I think I'm understanding. So ethical concerns, like some might be, are the people who are defining culture, are they, embedded in the culture? Are they representative in the culture? Are we thinking from an inclusive standpoint? It's how we're defining things, especially with the characters we're developing, potentially in like in little Michaela's case or other characters. I think that's a primary concern, but it in some ways is mitigated by the fact that the community is driving a lot of this decision. So what people want to see and the fans they want to see is going to be reflected in how the character shows up as part of that co-creation process. And so it does have the risk, but that risk is mitigated in a sense that assuming large groups of people aren't going to want to have things that are not culture relevant. So it's like supporting with your wallet, if you will, supporting with your money. You're not going to support things you don't believe in or think that are relevant to your culture. And so that kind of like is a feedback mechanism that's included in that. Does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. I don't have too much more time. Oh, is there one more question? Awesome.
One
Cool.
last one, Caleb.
Of course.
Oh, quick, you're a member of this community, so you know that, HU, we talk a lot of smack. We talk about how we're the most influential, more influential than Hampton. How the community, the broader diasporic community, looks to us for leadership. How can we, a community like this, as influential, as powerful as ours, how can we help move the needle for a company like Dapper? What does move the needle for a company like Dapper?
Yeah. So that's an interesting question. And heck yes, like how proud about what we do and like what we represent in the community. And we are iconic in that sense and representative for the community. But politics, media, government, people look to us. And I think that's a huge responsibility, but it's a huge opportunity. And like what we can do to support that, I mean, really is just to continue to innovate and develop things like the Howard University DAO. So with a DAO like that, we can actually impact a lot of change. So some ideas I had thinking about this, and this is not obviously my concept, this is submitted by the folks in the room here hosting this event today, which is really brilliant, is that we can use a DAO structure to have people invest their tokens or money, whatever it is, to support initiatives we want to do on campus, support initiatives we want to do in the company, in the country, in our communities. So let's say that we want to see more people working in STEAM or STEM that are Black or from the African diaspora, coming into the universities, coming into tech companies. Like we have an opportunity to pool our money and create scholarships for folks to or to advance or to promote small schools or incubator programs that allow kids to learn like how to develop. And so that's just like one example of things that we can do. And it really comes through what we do and have always done best is organize. We organize to affect change, essentially. I think that we have a huge opportunity with Web3 to organize at a much broader scale, at a global scale, really, and to kind of bring to bear a lot of people's interests and influence to change things in society. But yeah, to start with, stay tuned on the Howard University DAO. I'm pretty excited for that. It's gonna be a big direct and immediate way we can drive change. Awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us here today, Caleb. Could we just quickly get one last round of applause for him?
Yeah, I just wanted to share it too. I think you share it. We actually have an intern program also. So we just launched our first one. So folks who are computer science majors or are doing development in that sense, if you guys are interested in interning with Dapper, please feel free to email directly. It's caleb.boyce@dapperlabs.com. I'll make sure you guys get it afterwards too. But thank you for the opportunity. And I'm excited for you guys.
Thank you so much. We don't want to keep you too long. We really appreciate it.
All right, see you guys.
Oh yeah.